Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's going to be another fix it video, another video where I've bought something faulty on eBay and I do my best to fix it. So let's open it straight up and you can see what it is. Now, as always in these videos, the way I do things might not necessarily be the correct way to do things, and it might not be the best way to fix something. This is just a way that I do it with very limited skill and limited tools. Right, so here we have an Xbox One, the original black one. So let's see what we get in the package. Okay, there's some of the parts from the side of it. Another bit of black broken plastic, and another bit. Right, okay, so it doesn't come with any power supply, it is just the unit itself. Right, okay, there we go. And that's the problem there. As well as that, it doesn't turn on, so I don't know if it's going to be linked to that or whether it's something completely different. And it has been opened. If you look at the back here, the security sticker is damaged. So let me just clean up here and then I'll show you what I paid for this. Right, okay, so this is it here. I paid £45 for it, so £44.99. Plenty of pictures with it, and it just says here, console was dropped, it worked for a while afterwards, but then it suddenly stopped. Again, I repeat, it is damaged and not working, parts only, no returns. Comes with original box packaging. Any questions, let me know. So, I've already got an Xbox One. In fact, I've got two. I've got my working one, and also I've got another one that I bought from eBay that I couldn't get fixed because it was a fault with the actual motherboard. I believe it was the Ethernet chip on the motherboard. If you've watched my previous video, you would have seen that one that I couldn't fix. So I'm hoping that if this is something to do with the front, you know, something to do with the on and off switch or something simple, I'm hoping I'll be able to use the faulty Xbox that I've already got as spares to fix this one up. And that other one that I got also come with a power supply, so I'm going to be using the power supply here. Right, so let's see what happens when we plug this in. There's no need to connect it up to the TV yet. I'll just see what happens. Okay, so there's nothing happening when I press the button there. No, it's not turning on. Now I'm just going to plug in the actual controller into the USB port and see if I can turn it on from here. Right, okay, it did definitely vibrate. Let's see if that will turn it on or not. No, okay. So I definitely can't turn it on. Let's see if I can sync up the controller. Well, I actually can't sync it because the sync button's gone. Oh, okay. Oh, here it is. It's here. Right, let's see if I can do it there. Right, it's not flashing here, but I did press the sync button. Let's just see if it syncs up. Right, okay, so that's not syncing up. So I'm going to unplug the power supply from the back, take it apart and see what's happening. Now I went into more detail on how to take it apart on my other video, so I'm just going to fast forward through this one. Right, okay, well, the reason it wouldn't be turning on is because this cable's come out of it. So I wonder now, if I was just to plug that in, would it turn on again? Because you see, this is the thing that turns the button on at the front here. This is what connects it to here, which in turn connects it to the motherboard. So before I even try to look at this and fix it, I'm just going to plug it in just to see if it will work. This is all really twisted. I'll have to look at that. Let me just plug this in at the front just to see if it does make a difference. This is all twisted here as well. Might be okay though. That's just for the little speaker. Doesn't look very dirty, but it might have been clean, because obviously this has been taken apart before because of the little security sticker at the back. Right, okay. Now with this little connector here, you have to, let me just zoom in so you can see how it works. So basically you have to lift it out like that, and then it actually lifts up a little bit, and then you need to put the ribbon cable on here, in here, and then you need to push it down and then close it like so. So let's see. It'd be nice if it was as simple as that, wouldn't it? Because on my other one I had a real nightmare with it. Right, so that's in there. Push it in. So now you can see the ribbon cable is now connected, yeah? So let's just temporarily put that back on there, and let's see if we can get anything in it now. I'm just going to plug in the back. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Right, okay. Mind you, the sync didn't work before. Let's see if I can sync it up. I'll just give it a few seconds. Obviously I haven't got it connected to my TV. Okay, well I'll worry about the sync button in a bit. I'm not able to do that. Let's plug in the controller, see if it syncs up. No, so the controller's not syncing. No, not syncing. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll connect it up to the TV just to see if we get a picture. But there's still more work that needs doing. Also, I can hear it's making a funny noise in here as well every now and then. Listen to this. There we go, do you hear that? That's a strange noise. Right, okay, let me get a cable and connect it up to the TV. Right, so it's not displaying anything on the TV. Right, okay, I think I better take this apart and see what's wrong. Maybe it's not just a faulty front plate. Yeah, there's nothing coming up there. And also I can't sync up the controller as well. Let me try it via one of the USB ports at the back. No, it's just vibrating, but it's not actually syncing up. No, nothing's happening there. Right, let's turn this off. Okay, unplug it all. Let's open it up and see if I can see anything. Right, so we're going to disconnect this again. So this is smashed as well, which does indicate that it was definitely dropped. Right, everything looks okay in there, just you know, I can't see anything that's fallen off or anything like that, so let's just concentrate on here a moment. How this thing's got twisted. Do you know what's happened? I'll tell you what's happened. This thing needs to come off because it's snapped to the top there, so this needs to come off and then twist it back into place. There we go. Right, okay. Well, I see a few creases on it, but I don't see anything obvious that's broken, but yet the sync button and stuff didn't want to work. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take the fascia off my working, sorry, not my working one, off the faulty motherboard one, and then put it onto this one and see if it works. And if it does, I can look at this more closely to see what's wrong with it. Back together properly, I just want to do it temporarily, just to see what's going to happen. Right, those buttons are working now and making the right noises anyway. Still heard it made that weird noise again. It doesn't sound right, that noise. No, and the sync button's still not working. No, there's something definitely more wrong with this Xbox than a faulty fascia at the front. It's not displaying anything on the TV. Right, again, I don't think this is going to be an easy fix. I thought when I put that in to begin with that it was going to be just as simple as that. Strange how it's not syncing up. Let's try another controller. No, definitely not syncing. Okay, so I've been working on this for about half an hour now, turning it on, turning it off, wiggling things around. I noticed that the HDMI cable at the back was a little bit loose. I've even swapped over to the Xbox One just in case it pushes in ever so slightly further, and nothing's working at all. But what I have done is I've gone online and a few people have suggested, well, it's the normal things again where you just, you know, hold down the power button for, you know, over 10 seconds and it will fix itself, but that's not working in this instance here. But a few people have suggested that it's a hard drive error. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a hard drive here that I know is okay, because the problem with this Xbox here is a Wi-Fi, it's an Ethernet chip problem, so I presume that the hard drive should be okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the hard drive from here, and then I'm going to swap it over with this one just in case this one has gone faulty, and then if it works maybe I can examine this, because maybe it's just a bad connection here or something. But I mean, it all looks to be fine, so let's pop this one out here and put it in here, because it's weird that the controller's not syncing up either. Right, okay, so let's plug the power back in, and let's turn it on. I'll give it a few minutes, it takes a good 30 seconds or so to turn on. I presume even if you do this, it's not going to work properly, because obviously this hard drive is not for this Xbox. I just want to see if the controller syncs up and whether I get anything up on screen. Nothing's happening yet. Oh, and by the way, I swapped everything here over as well, and I swapped the little Wi-Fi card over. Actually, I forgot to plug the Wi-Fi card back in. No, no signal again. Let's plug the Wi-Fi card back in. Right, that doesn't seem to be turning it on now. I'm going to plug the controller in. Oh, that's turned it on. Oh, it's come up with 1080p down the bottom. It didn't do. Ah ha ha! Something went wrong. Restart this Xbox. Right, okay. And I've got sync. And I've still got sync. Right, okay. We're getting somewhere. So it's a problem with the hard drive. Let's go to restart this Xbox and see what happens. Thing is, it's not going to work with this hard drive, is it? Because I probably need to load the software onto it again. But maybe I can do that via the USB. Because what I've done on there when I was mucking about with the previous Xbox that didn't work, I could load up the software via my PC onto a little USB, little flash drive, and then you put it onto the console that way. So maybe I can do that. I'm not sure what's happening now. Well, okay, rather than mucking around with that, maybe I should just be concentrating now on this hard drive here to find out why this is faulty, just in case it's a bad connection. Because maybe these things here are faulty rather than the hard drive themselves. Hard drive itself, it might be the wires or one of the connectors here. Let me see if I can undo this. Nothing's happening up there anyway. Just seems to have seized up because it's not restarting and it's not letting me move it around either. So I never knew that if the hard drive's faulty that the controllers don't sync up either. Right, well, unless there's something wrong with this connector here, there's really not going to be anything that I'm going to be able to do to fix this. What I'll do is I'll use the lead from this one on the hard drive here and see if that makes any difference, just in case it is a faulty connector. So I'm going to use this connector here, let's call it the good connector, on the bad hard drive. See what happens. Right, power still in. No, so it's not turned it on, so it's definitely the hard drive itself that's faulty. So I wonder if I can somehow get this Xbox to work with this hard drive. Right, so I've already got the latest files on here. If you watch my older Xbox video when I tried to fix this faulty one down on the right hand side here, I did it on that one there. So I'm going to plug it into the USB at the back. hopefully now, yeah, it's come up. You can see it's lit up now, so I can move my way over to it. You have to use the D-pad when you do here. The analog stick doesn't work. Go to A. Let's see what happens now. I don't know whether this will allow you to change the hard drive. Maybe there's another way of doing it. I need to look online. But there might be hope for this Xbox. Right, I'm just going to let that whir away, and then I'll come back to the video in a bit. Okay, so it's just hanging on 58%, and I've had a look online, and I think this is quite common because I think you have to do some kind of weird thing to get the hard drive formatted to the Xbox. You've got to do one update, then another one. I think there might be 3 or 4 in total, so I need to read up about it more. It's not something that you would do. This is like the thing that I've put onto the flash drive there is an actual Xbox thing from Microsoft, but I think this other thing you do is a more kind of workaround. So I've still got hope for this Xbox. I think it is possible that we could get it going if it is just a faulty hard drive, but it's going to take a lot more reading up to find out how to do this. So I'm going to have to try and turn this off somehow. I'm going to see if the button works. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to pull the plug at the back. Right, okay, so a lot more reading up is needed, and then I will get back to you once I've got a bit more information about what's going on. Okay, so I've just put the faulty hard drive back into the Xbox, and now it's obvious to me that noise is coming from the hard drive. So listen here. That noise there, that sort of squeaking noise, so obviously that's the fault with the hard drive. And also I've just noticed as well when I was listening for the sound, can you see the bend here? So obviously this Xbox, the seller was definitely telling the truth, because you can see it's been dropped in this corner here, and even through the plastic it managed to whack in that corner, because it shouldn't be bent like that. It should be nice and straight. If you look at this one here, you can see that that one's nice and straight, so you can see the difference, and that is near the hard drive, so it all makes sense. Okay, so I'm struggling to get either of the hard drives working on this Xbox. Obviously the original one doesn't even allow me access to the TV screen or the controller syncing up, and the replacement one from the other console is hanging up when it gets to 58%. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to buy a new 2.5-inch hard drive, and then I'm going to just do it all on the computer, get all the Xbox operating system on it via the Windows 10 computer, and then we're going to put it in, and hopefully that one will work. I might go for a 1TB one over a 500GB. It just depends on the price difference between them. Okay, so I'm on Amazon Prime now, and I'm going to order up 2 things. So I'm ordering up a 1TB hard drive because it's only £5 more than the 500GB one, so I might as well pop that one in it. And I need to get a decent little flash drive as well, because the one that I've got is an unbranded cheapo one, and apparently sometimes they can cause issues with the Xbox hanging up. So they're going to be arriving hopefully in 2 to 3 hours time, and then I'm hoping by changing a hard drive out with a decent one, it will solve the problem. And then when the hard drive arrives, I'm going to be doing the process that you see in this YouTube video here. So look at that title there, and it's by this guy here. Now it's a long video, it's an hour long, but it is very much in depth. And also if you have a look down here, you can read all the comments, and then hopefully in the comments you will find similar problems to what you might be having. So that's what I intend to do to get this Xbox working. Okay, so this has all got the information on it now from my computer. This is just one of these cheap sort of caddies that you buy for it to allow you to plug it into a USB. I've also got a good quality SanDisk USB drive here with the operating system on here as well. So hopefully between both of them we will get it working. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop this out of here and then put it into the Xbox, and I'm hoping I'll be able to then get this Xbox up and running. That is, of course, if it is definitely the hard drive that's faulty and not something that's making the hard drive faulty or something before the hard drive. All the errors and stuff point to a faulty hard drive, so I'm pretty sure it will be okay. So this is the one we've got here. There we go. So I'm going to be installing this one now into the Xbox, and it's a 1 terabyte. So here we have the nice new hard drive, the 1 terabyte one in the Xbox. I've changed the lid as well because the other one was quite dented in the corner where it had been dropped. So we're all ready to close it back up now. So I'm having to swap the fascias over from the broken one to a good one. And I just need to put the grill on the side. Right, and now we're ready to turn this on and see what happens. So we've got to do a special sequence when we turn it on. We need to hold down the sync button, the eject button and the power button, and then we need to listen out for 3 power on beeps. So I've just plugged in the back. I'm just going to wait a few seconds now until it gets power into it. And what I have to do as well is I have to plug it in my flash drive into the USB port on the side. Right, so here we go now. I'm going to hit the sync button, the eject and power on. And I'm holding on to the sync button and the eject until I hear another power on sign, and one more after this. There we go. Okay, and now it says preparing console. Excellent. So this is what it should say. Looks like it's done it in 720p because it's quite small. So now I just need to let that install, and I need to come back to it when it's done. Oh, excellent, it's turned itself off. It's supposed to do that because before it just got stuck at 58%. Now it's going to turn itself back on again. So this is doing exactly what it should be doing at the moment. Well, hey, look at that. There we go, that's the old the startup. Right, okay, let's sync up the controller, see how far we get now. Hopefully it might be fixed. Excellent, it's picked up the networks as well. Okay, so now it's going to update itself. Right, while it was off there, I just took out the USB flash drive. That's good. I've got the green screen as well. Sometimes that's missing when you put the software on yourself. It's still in 720p though. I need to change that resolution. Yeah, it's 720. That's why it's so small. Right, I'll come back to this after I've signed in. That looks really good. They're doing a 3-month Xbox Game Pass for only $7.99. Now that would be tempting. I'll leave it for the moment. Excellent, there we have it. So let's get that resolution changed. There we go. Right, okay. That's it. Fantastic. So it's working. I mean, it took a long time. This was not an easy fix whatsoever. If I was used to doing the hard drives on the Xbox One, it would have been a lot easier, but it was just a massive learning curve. And if it wasn't for that YouTube video that I showed you earlier, there's no way I would have been able to do it, because that just talked me through it step by step. So in this instance, was it worth buying a second-hand Xbox to fix up? Probably not. So I paid whatever it was, can't fully remember, £45. I had to spend another £40 on the hard drive, and then also I had to you know, get a fascia for this as well. So I don't know how much a fascia would cost on eBay. I will have a look, but I would hazard a guess that it's probably going to be about another £10. But saying that, so all in all, it's looking at around £95. So it's quite expensive for you know, a second-hand Xbox. It's still probably cheaper than the going rate, but there was an awful lot of work that went into it. Let's just have a look to see what the storage is like. Yeah, there we go. So if you have a look at the bottom, it says all storage 780 gigabytes. So that's pretty good. So that's going to be the same now as an Xbox One X, because all the Xbox Ones that I have had always been 500 gigabytes. So it's pretty good to have the extra storage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to load up one of the games and just play something, and that will be the end of the video. Okay, so just for quickness, I've just loaded up Mrs. Pac-Man because I knew it was going to be a very quick game to download. Now this is interesting because I do not own this game, and there's absolutely a huge library of games on here. I've never seen so many games, so I'm not sure what the situation is there. I mean, I've just installed this and it's not my game. Obviously it belonged to the previous people on here, and I suppose they couldn't log out because obviously the Xbox went faulty. So I don't know, will I be able to play these games then, or when they get a new Xbox will all the games go onto their Xbox? Because I'm trying to work out how that would work, because if they've got it set up, if this was set up as a home console, I presume when they get a new Xbox and set that up as a home console, then I won't be able to play these games anymore because they'll be logged out of this one. It's really weird because I mean I've put a completely new hard drive in there with complete new software, but yet everything is here. So let me just show you this game working, and then I'll show you the library of games. I mean, my games are here as well, unless it's a coincidence that he or she had the same games as me. But well, that's because I've signed in as myself. Do you know, I'm not sure about this situation now. I'll have to look into this. See, I've never bought a second-hand Xbox. Anyway, you can see it's working there. There we go. Right, so let me show you the library. Obviously I haven't downloaded any of them yet, but if we go to ready to install, look, 147, and these games are definitely not my games. I do have Assassin's Creed Unity, but you know, there's loads of Xbox 360 games as well. There's loads of games. These are mine, the Forza 7s and the Forza Horizon 3, Forza 5, Forza 6. Insects is mine. Hello Neighbour is, but there's loads of them that are not. Yeah, I would say that around 3/4 of them are not my games. So that's an interesting one. If you know what's going to happen with that when I download them, if you could just add it to the comments. I'll have to do a little bit of search on Google just to work out what's what with that. But obviously that would be a bonus if you got a few free games, and it would definitely be worth all the hassle I had with it. But you know what? I learnt a lot, and that's the main thing. So now if I had to repair an Xbox again with a faulty hard drive, it wouldn't be such a big deal. I mean, if I wasn't mucking around with the hard drive so much, I probably could have worked it out with the hard drive from this one here. But I just wanted to start afresh, and it's nice to have the 1 terabyte one as well. So success in the end, but it certainly took a long time. And realistically, was it worth the amount of hours that I put in? No. I mean, you'd be much better spent doing those hours at your job on overtime or something, and you would make way more money than this. But if you've already got your Xbox One and it throws up the error that I had here where, for example, it wouldn't display to the TV and you couldn't sync up your controllers, then hopefully it might be the same fault as this. It might be a faulty hard drive, and you know then you can buy yourself a hard drive for I mean, I paid £40, but that's because I was paying top price on Amazon. You probably can get them for as little as 20 something or £30, and then you can especially if you go for 500 gigabytes, and then if you follow that YouTube video is really good. It is so thorough, and I was actually following it in live time, so every now and then I would just pause what he was saying and then I would do it myself. So there was no point in me showing you this in the video because it's an hour long and the video's long enough as it is, so you might as well just watch his video because it's perfect, and then you will hopefully get your Xbox working just like I did here. So you know what, although it's been long-winded, I have enjoyed it, and I'm so glad that I've now got this working, because at one stage I thought it might be a problem with the motherboard and I didn't want to go down that road again. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more fix-it videos and also more how-to videos as well. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye now.